And so it begins. We're going to be walking here from Katahdin Stream Campgrounds, walking into the rest of Baxter State Park, the 100-mile wilderness today. Should be nice and flat. My joints feel pretty good this morning after all that rock climbing on the side of Katahdin yesterday. My legs are sore, or the muscles are sore. So that's not a bad thing. I'm sure that'll go away pretty quick. And we'll have about a 13-mile day. It'll be over kind of flat ground. It's going to be good weather. I'm hearing that rain is coming in a couple days, and it's going to go on for a while, so that'll be awesome. But today will be nice, and apparently we got a little state park store with snacky doos towards the end of the day before we have 100 miles of nature. There's a food drop about 5 days from now, and we'll get started.
It was indeed a flat elevation profile, but what I was soon to learn about Maine is that the flat areas are still filled with rocks and roots that are constantly hammering the bottom of your feet as you're walking, as well as the flat areas are filled with bogs that have rotten boards, slimy roots, and just constant water that is soaking your feet and causing issues with blisters and wet socks that really do a number on you after 9 or 10 days of it.
This is not going to be an every night thing, but here we got some bear cables. Usually you see them in the more organized campgrounds, and you see them in some shelters down in the south. That's my bag up there. It's just got all my food in it. I do have a bear can inside, but around here they don't want you to just leave your bear can around. All right, bear bag, or I should say backpack down from the bear cables, and double checking, it looks like I did not destroy anything. So always use two hands with those bear cables, at least I will, because I'm an idiot. So we got our bear can out, got some food out for the day, making sure to separate out all the trash, trying to put that away, putting out the stuff that I'll be putting in my pockets to eat while I'm walking. And then we'll wrap up camp and get on out of here. That's the campground that I just came through the trees. There was my site. Just walked off the little access road, and technically called the Grassy Pond Trail, but this is the AT as it goes through Baxter. And we'll be going to A-Ball Bridge and a little bit beyond today. Down here is the little kiosk where you sign in so they know what time you started in case you go missing. Going to be walking alongside a bunch of rivers and creeks and ponds for the next few days, and cross your fingers, the bugs have not been bad at all the last couple days. I barely even needed to put a bug net on or use much DEET. We'll see how it goes. Remember when I said the bugs weren't that bad? They're still manageable, but good Lord, yeah, they're out here. Anyway, let me show you something. Filter. High quality H2O. All right, that's the trail over there. This is our first river crossing. Doesn't look too terrible compared to some of the ones I've seen. I think I'm gonna try that way. That one seems easiest right there, but that log is pretty sketchy. I'm not quite sure if I can make that, but wish me luck. All right, that was river crossing number 2. I went, let's see, that rock, to that rock, to that rock, and over to this rock. And I jumped, feeling cocky, and I made it. But I dropped a water bottle, which is fine, I got plenty. But I'm gonna have to keep looking. I mean, look at that. Where the hell did it go? Damn, bruh, come on. So, I'm gonna go look for that water bottle and I'll find it. So I don't wanna leave it out here. Second water crossing down. Maybe I'm delirious, but that tree's got a big old butt. And here we are at the Baxter State Park boundary. We're all done. So when I had scheduled a campsite at Katahdin Stream Campground, you got to drop off your yellow slip that they gave you so they know that you're out of the park. I believe that's A-Ball Bridge over there. We'll see in a second. And start of the 100-mile wilderness. Yeah, I think the far side of that was the crazy rockscape exposed to the wind that we were hiking up and down on the way up. I think that is the tablelands, and then going all the way up. But I'm sure somebody will tell me if I'm wrong, but that is definitely Mount Katahdin. This is A-Ball Bridge. Up there was a country store that they had big signs saying no filming or photographing around it. Seemed pretty high speed, so respect the rules. But it was a good place, a good little general store right next to the edge of the 100-mile wilderness. I was able to eat like a fat kid for a second and get a couple things, particularly gloves. I already had gloves, but we're supposed to get rain for many, many days, and it occurred to me I should probably get another pair of gloves that I can actually wear when I'm hiking, so then the gloves that I might want to wear at night actually stay dry. So, thank you, A-Ball Campground General Store, even if you're a little grumpy. All right, I think that might be the last real road for a little bit. There'll be logging roads and on into the 100-mile wilderness. Only got about 3 miles to go till we have a shelter to stay around tonight. Part of the reason I like the Appalachian Trail so much is that every section is, with only a few exceptions, every section of it through many states is just so well maintained. And it's all volunteers for the most part. There's a couple state and national parks where I imagine that they have rangers or somebody like that coming out, but this next section we're going into is just maintained by people that hike out, you know, chainsaws and brush cutters and everything like that into the woods. I can't imagine. Entering the 100-mile wilderness. Supposed to have a minimum of 10 days, which I could squeeze it out to 10 days. I'm hoping to do it in 8.5 to 9. We'll see. This is Herd Brook, and up there is the shelter around up in Maine. They call them lean-tos. Herd Brook lean-to. And a few of the people I summited Katahdin with are up there. I haven't actually asked them permission to put them in a bunch of videos, so playing the slow roll on that. About to get some water, and apparently there's a pond out here, I believe. So I'm gonna see if I can get some open sky so I can send some messages out through my satellite communicator. Pretty high tech. You know what's faster than an escalator? An Escasooner.